Happy New Year! Happy League New Year to everybody out there. Your favorite Compas have another jam-packed episode of the Compas. So the other one was the tampering. I guess this one we will call the new the NFL free agency official new league year episode. We'll have a very special guest. We will have USA Today's Tyler Dragon jumping on to recap some of the deals that have happened. We'll ask him about the Chargers. We'll ask him about the Rams. We'll ask him about everything else going on around the NFL. I know Charger fans have been they're getting the pitchforks and lighting the fires and everything. They're not happy, but I mean, we'll get into all that in a little bit. But patience, young Skywalker. That's the only thing I have to say, but we'll get into all that and we'll talk to our special guest, Tyler Dragon. I love having him on. He's going to give me some shit, so I'm ready for that, or some crap, sorry, first minute and a half. But I'm excited about that. All right, let us go with the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
That seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez. I will not start the show the way I did last time introing Gilbert Manzano, but definitely excited to be here. Again, we will have Tyler Dragon. We are here to calm everybody down. Boltilla. Well, no, Tyler's going to get y'all jump started and get you guys fired up. So, Jorge, thank you. Best intro in the game. Appreciate that. Young West, don't say that. It's not the best, the worst birthday you've ever had. Just relax. It's barely March 12th. The new league year just barely started. Bolt, you guys are wild. You guys are already crashing out, and it's barely March 12th. The new league year barely started. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about everything. The big thing I'm kind of waiting for. I'm on Aaron Rodgers' watch. I'm trying to see where he is gonna go. It's Pittsburgh, Minnesota, or the Giants. Will he fulfill the destiny of a former Green Bay Packers quarterback that also went to Minnesota? That'll be interesting. Or will he carve out his own path and go with DK Metcalf and George Pickens? That'll be interesting. Or the Giants. Will the Giants swing for the fences, get Aaron Rodgers? They have Malik Neighbors. They have Darius Slayton. And will they go Travis Hunter with the 3rd overall pick and load up that offense for Aaron Rodgers? We will see. I think Tyler will have some news. Then I also want to ask Tyler, because he used to cover the Bengals. Can the Bengals keep it all? Can they keep all those guys? So, oh my God, Jorge, it's a show about everything. What's up, Bolts will probably be tomorrow. But yeah, no, we'll talk to Tyler about Chargers. But again, I think Tyler's just gonna fire you guys up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens right now, because you guys are really crashing out. All right, let us go with let us bring in the fellas and see how their day is going. Vic, how are you doing?
Doing good. Happy to be here. I'm sure you have some news. I know Charger fans. Has nothing to do with free agency. Has more to do with someone on this show that won't be here today, unfortunately.
So to make matters worse for Charger fans, Dan and Dago will not be on the show today. He is a little bit under the weather, so he's like, you know what? Let me take a day off. Let me rest. Let me relax, and I'll jump back on What's Up Bolts on Thursday. So Dan is not. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's on me. But it's like in wrestling when you call somebody out and then boom, But
that's what Logan Paul did with
yeah,
John
that's what Logan
Cena.
Paul did coming out as John Cena. But
Yeah.
guys, he will be here tomorrow. He already guaranteed me. I think that show will probably be around all right, Jorge. It'll probably be around 3:15.
See what the Chargers did to Dan, shaking my head.
That I'm not gonna lie, today was one of the first times. Like at first he was like, "Oh, it'll be fine, it'll be fine." Today I kind of did see a little bit of a crash out where he's like, he's not happy about.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, "What are we doing?" And I'm kind of like, "Relax, just wait. Like something's bound to happen." I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But Chargers free agency made Dan sick. Jorge, we will ask. Well, I can already tell you what Tyler Dragon's gonna say when that question's asked. But I don't know, Jorge. See, look, I don't like to put myself in positions to guess or second guess what a general manager is doing, especially with the general manager that's only in his second year. We don't really know much about him except for what Baltimore used to do, and this is kind of what Baltimore has done in the past. So I don't second guess anything. I kind of trying to see what they do this season. With Brandon Staley, I remember the first season everybody was excited, and then the second season I'm like, let's see what's gonna happen in this year. And it was a little bit a little shaky. I know they went to the playoffs and everything, but yeah, so I don't know. I would just tell. And a big problem that I've noticed, Vic, is that people listen to other people on social media.
Yeah.
And people are posting like, "Oh, they signed this guy, but look at his PFF rating." I can tell you guys right now, I've talked to 8 or 9 different coaches and I've asked them about PFF. 2 of them laughed at me. They're like, "Whoever thinks that shit is real, we don't use that metric. That's not what we use. You guys need and people need to stop using PFF." So that's why I don't really pay attention to what PFF says, because you hear from these guys saying, "Hey, PFF doesn't work." And then the other thing is, I think Charger fans are letting other Charger fans hype them up, piss them off. Right. And we're not getting anybody. Oh, well, yeah, we're not getting. And then and then they listen to other people say, "Well, they should go get this guy because this guy will fit the system." You guys don't know if they'll fit the system. Like, I just try and tell everybody, sit back, relax, let it happen. Let's see what happens. Because you guys just don't know. We don't know. It's the people in the building are the ones that they either know or they don't. Well, I mean, essentially, they either know or they don't know. But based on the resume of Jim Harbaugh, I would just sit back and let them go with whatever they're doing, especially because they did it last year. They did the exact same thing last year. You guys didn't know who Poona Ford was. You guys didn't know who half of these guys were, and look what ended up happening. Like, a lot of people were questioning when they traded for the kid.
Look at some of the guys. Christian Fulton. You go down the roster, like
Christian Fulton just got $10 million a year from Kansas City.
Yeah.
What's the kid in the back, the safety? Oh my God, Elijah Molden. Nobody knew who Elijah Molden was. I'm just telling everybody to be patient. Let this happen. I will say, yes, interior offensive line is a concern, especially because they re-signed Bradley Bozeman. They are still keeping Trey Pipkins, and then they're talking about moving Zion to center. The interior of the offensive line is a mess, but I would kind of relax on that. Young West, Evan Ingram is okay, but I don't think he's like somebody that I saw people crashing out about the Evan Ingram not signing either, and I'm kind of like, well, he's all right, but
but he can't
Jorge,
walk.
you have to spend 90%.
You also have to think about how this scheme is going to be built.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fit the scheme. I get it. He's a good guy he's kind of like another receiver out there, and I get getting Herbert weapons. And I there was a comment on here that I kind of wanted to go over, just because the thing is too, Fernando, that I think a lot of people, and this is with every franchise, there's a lot of teams out there right now whose fan bases are not happy. You have the 49ers, you have the Raiders. There's teams out there and the Chargers are in the same boat where they're like, "Hey, what is our team doing out here? Why aren't you guys going out?" The problem too, Fernando, is look at this free agent class. There's not a lot of good players out there. And also, I'll remind people, and I have to remind people every year about this, free agency isn't going to solve your problems, especially in football. You have to draft. Yes, you plug in, you go and when you're a player away or something, you go and you plug that in. Look at the Eagles. Like the Eagles, yeah, exactly. Like the Eagles have done nothing. They've lost a ton as well. And you also have to look at some of these. If you look at what the Eagles did last season, they didn't sign, like they went and signed Zach Vaughn, who was a special team guy. You have to, I think where you have to wait for the Chargers is the second and third wave. A lot of people get they overreact over that first wave when they're signing people. The thing that's kind of been shocking, and I kind of want to ask Tyler about this, is the cornerbacks are going for like $20 to $10 million, and a
Some
lot
of
of
these corners are it's ridiculous.
yeah, I don't understand.
I'm
And I'm
waiting
like,
to see what Asante is going to get paid. Asante,
Yeah.
they're talking about the Bills might be the team. I'm like, I wonder how much he's going to get.
yeah,
Here he is. Here he
there you
is.
go.
All right, so everybody be ready. Tomatoes are about to be thrown my way by this next individual. I thought we had a love relationship. I think there's a little. I received some hate texts the last couple of days. I don't know why, but here is my guy Tyler Dragon. Let's get him on the show. Tyler, how are you doing? Oh,
I'm doing good. How are you two doing tonight?
Doing good.
we're doing well.
You ain't lying about the hate text though.
I know you were throwing, but Tyler, let me just remind you, you laughed and you scoffed at me on media night when I told you there's a certain white that's going to intercept Patrick Mahomes on this team. Tyler, when he picked six his ass, I started thinking of you and Nate Taylor because both of you guys are like, there's no way he's going to pick him off. You guys are right. You didn't pick him off. He picked six his ass, and I started laughing. I texted you right away, too. I'm like, I know he's at the game and he's working, but I'm like, damn, but I still need to throw this little bit of shade out there. But it's all love, Tyler, between you and I always.
That Super Bowl was shocking. I mean, I can't lie to you. You were right. But Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he was just under duress the entire evening. And then that defensive line just manhandled the Chiefs O-line. I mean, we all saw it. But, yeah, you were right.
But Milton Williams played only in 7 games, had a good postseason, and now he's getting 160 million from the
104, I believe.
104 from the New England Patriots. He was in a bidding war between Schultz and Rappaport, and then he was in a bidding war with the Panthers and the and the Patriots. So, by the way, Chris Rim was at that Starbucks when that event happened. He told us about it last week. Yeah. He's like, everything. He said everything that was reported was true, and yes, NFL security was called.
I had people text me who actually worked at NFL Network. They shall remain nameless, but they were like, yes, this is all true. This is facts. And I didn't know about it. I was taking a nap when it all happened, and then my phone started blowing up. And so, it's crazy. I was, unfortunately, I was not at the Starbucks, or maybe even fortunately.
Look at that, Tyler. You got fans in here.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Tyler. So go ahead. Let it rip.
No, go ahead. I know you asked me the question. I'm the guest. You asked me questions, and I'll give you my takes.
All right. What? I'm the guest. So let's start with the Rams.
We can start with the Rams.
No. I'm kidding. All right. So, in your eyes, what's going on in El Segundo with the Chargers?
I mean, when I saw that they had almost $100 million in cap space, roughly 90 million, upwards of 90 million in cap space after they released Joey Bosa, I was thinking that the Chargers were going to be very active in free agency. I heard that at the Combine in Indianapolis a few weeks ago. And so my expectation was that they were going to be aggressive, upgrade obvious holes on the offensive line, particularly the interior offensive line, certainly at receiver, and maybe even at cornerback. And to my surprise and to a lot of people's surprises, they have done. I mean, I won't say they have done next to nothing. I think Najee Harris is a quality back, especially for the contract that they gave him, that 1-year deal, a scintillating deal. I think it's kind of a lateral move from J.K. Dobbins. They're different styles, but they're probably the same caliber of running back. Now, with Greg Roman's offense, I think he fits better with that power run scheme and that one cut, go downhill type run. I mean, that's why they had Gus Edwards, but Gus Edwards never kind of materialized. So when you look at Najee Harris, he's an upgrade from Gus Edwards. And then the defensive pieces that they added, I mean, they don't move the needle, in my opinion. I'm glad that Khalil Mack is back in LA. They certainly need pass rush, but wide receiver. When I was looking at like my phone and texting back and forth with different people, and I saw Davante Adams go to the LA Rams, I was like, whoa. Like I knew he wanted to be in the West Coast. I was thinking, okay, the Rams are letting go of Cooper Kupp. They're trying to get younger at the position. So I'm thinking, okay, Chargers, this is your time to swoop in. No one, Davante Adams. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm hearing a lot of people say that DK Metcalf wants to be in Los Angeles. Deion Henley and him trained together in LA. They're friends. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they have their chips at DK Metcalf. And I think that same day, I'm hearing DK Metcalf probably not going to go to the Chargers. And then probably within an hour or 2 hours, DK Metcalf traded to the Steelers. And at that point, I'm like, wow, those are the two free agents or free agent and wide receiver available via trade who I have pegged to go to the Chargers as probably best available players to drastically upgrade the wide receiver position. And they missed on both of them. And now they're pretty much have to go with whatever is available. Now, you can kick the tires with Keenan Allen or Mike Williams again. I don't think that's necessarily going to work. I know a lot of people like Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp and Keenan Allen play in the slot. So does Ladd. And we text back and forth about Ladd. I know. I think Ladd is a fine player. He was in a conversation for best rookie wide receivers, most productive.
White receiver or wide receiver?
Wide. Oh my goodness, wide receiver. But he's not a number one. And they're Chargers fans who think he's number one. He's not a number one. And my argument is, you put Ladd on Super Bowl or playoff caliber teams, who is he wide receiver one for? The Patriots don't have a good the Chiefs don't have a good wide receiver for it. No.
Look, known for having one.
No. Hear me out. No, that's against my point. I don't even know why I said the Patriots. The Chiefs average. He would not be wide receiver one on the Chiefs.
Who is?
Rashee Rice would.
Oh, well, okay.
You can make a case that Xavier Worthy would be wide receiver 2, even with Ladd. The Eagles, he's wide receiver 3. The Bengals, wide receiver 3. I mean, you look at you could go down the list. Even teams like the Cowboys, wide receiver 2. Texans, wide receiver 2, maybe 3. You can keep on going down the list. And so what I'm saying is, and that's not a knock on Ladd at all. I think Ladd is a fine player. But if you're trying to beat these upper echelon teams, you have to do better at the skill position players. And that's including tight end. So
they have to upgrade tight end. But look, I'm going to play devil's advocate. DK Metcalf's not worth $30 million a year.
I mean, he probably isn't. I
20 to 25 is. Like
I agree with you there. However, with the state of the Chargers wide receiver position,
I agree.
The cap space that you have, you might have to splurge a little bit. You got the money,
but Baltimore doesn't do that either. I mean, look at that's why I feel like Baltimore hasn't really progressed because Baltimore doesn't do that either. It's kind of the Harbaugh thing to not they upgrade everywhere else. They have a kick-ass team everywhere else except for a receiver. My worry with this team is guard, center, and guard. The interior was really bad last year. That's what I mean, besides the weapons part, that really stopped them from progressing and winning a lot of games. You saw in Houston, Justin Herbert took a beating, and you're not signing anybody, and then you like kind of piss everybody off by saying, "Oh, we're going to re-sign Bradley Bozeman to a multi-year extension." Everybody's like, "What is going on?" And then Trey Pipkins is kind of still on the team. That's freaking fans out. Then Zion, they're talking about, "Oh, well, we might put him at center." My mind, when you start talking about moving positions for players, that's it. They don't see a future for that guy. So they moved Trey already, and he didn't do really well at guard. Then you're talking about moving Zion to center. That's worrisome. Then you go to the defensive line. There's a lot of worrisome there. Otito Ogbanya doesn't move the needle at all, and I'm sure it doesn't for the team either. You lose Poona Ford. I thought the loss of Poona Ford was bad, but I think they're looking at this draft and they're saying, look, we could probably pluck two defensive tackles from this draft and we'll be okay. The receiver spot, I agree with you, but I kind of share a little bit more of what the Buffalo Bills, I know the Buffalo Bills didn't win, but I kind of share what the Buffalo Bills and even what the Chiefs have done recently, where they spread the football around. They have multiple guys. The Chargers don't even have multiple guys on the field.
That's totally different.
And that's the thing that is worrisome, I'm sure, for a lot of fans. But I'm still kind of like on the wait and see because I'm like stepping back. I just need to see what the full product is going to be. Because when they drafted Ladd last year, people were kind of like, well, he's good, but... And then you see what he was on the field, and you're kind of like, okay, well, maybe they can find another diamond in the rough. But finding one more ain't going to cut it. Like, you need to come out of this with a tight end, a pass-catching tight end in a sense that can block. And then on top of that, you're going to need to find receivers that can move the needle. I mean, literally, it's crazy. Houston knew all you need to defend is one freaking receiver, and they still couldn't defend him.
Yeah.
197 yards and a touchdown, and you couldn't defend him. And everybody else, like today I was on a radio show in Buffalo. They're like, what does Josh Palmer bring? I'm like, look, he brings a lot, but at the same time, he is hurt. $12 million for, I didn't say this on the radio show, but $12 million for Josh Palmer is a lot a year. Like, he was not healthy at the end of the season. He could have helped in Houston. And I told them, honestly, Tyler, and you know me, I'm honest. He's good for 2 or 3 catches a game. That's what Palmer does. So that's what I told them. I'm like, he's not this guy that's going to come in here and get you 100 yards a game, 70 yards. No, he's a guy that'll get 3 catches for 50 yards, which will be solid. But that's the frustration I'm sure that it's starting with. It's the offense that Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh are about running the football. You brought in Najee Harris at 5.25. That is great. But who is going to be blocking for him? Because there were times where JK had to be extremely patient. He'd get the ball and he'd be patient, and then he'd try and hit a hole. Boom, here comes a linebacker. Let's go to the other side. All right, patient. Boom, here comes a safety. And it's like, why are you going to, like, and again, I don't think they're going to run it back with this offensive line. I'd be very surprised. I think it would be mismanagement if they ran it back with this offensive line. But I agree with you that when it comes to receiver and tight end, they need major upgrade. And in my thought, they're going to go in this draft and they're going to go get Kenneth Grant from Michigan, defensive tackle. Or they're going to go get the kid out of Alabama, Booker. Is that his last name? Tyler Booker, guard. Yeah. That's what I personally think they're going to do. But last year, a lot of people thought they were on the fence 50-50, and then they end up going with the tackle. I thought they were going to go tackle. But this year, I mean, if Golden's there, if the kid out of Arizona drops, I don't know if they would go for them. That's the thing.
Well, who are you going to throw the ball to?
That's what I'm saying. I completely agree with you. I think Justin has to be thinking to himself, I'm sorry, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are we doing here? Like, so I agree with you in that sense, but I am more concerned about the front 3 defensive or offensive linemen, but receiver, I mean, Justin, I mean, honestly, Justin did a lot last year with a little. Like there was games where Quentin did well. There was games where Quentin wasn't there. Ladd was consistently good for them, but there was games where I'm like against the Chiefs, both games against the Chiefs, I'm like, how is this close? You don't have your 2 tackles for this game. The offensive line is just beating Herbert up. And then in the game in Kansas City, you don't have Ladd, and you still keep it a close game. Like I was really surprised about the way Joey. I'm really like the way Justin played last year. I was really impressed with. I know I kind of went on a rant, but basically, Tyler, I'm saying yes, you are right about the criticism. I feel like it is warranted for them. But yeah, I agree with you in that they kind of need to start sparking some juice. But again, it's only March 12th. I am a little I just pointed out the what they need to go do, but let's just wait and see what they're gonna do moving forward. But yeah, no, there should, I mean, the concern is warranted, but at the same time, I like Vic said a little bit ago, I think they're gonna be going more after the second and third wave of free agents. But for receiver, you just can't wait that long because I mean they're all basically taken now. I mean, Keen, I think
after Amari Cooper. I think Cooper is solid. I think Stephon Diggs
he'd be
is
all
solid,
right.
although he's coming off a knee injury. But you got to get some juice in that room. You got to get some juice in that room. And I mean,
if Golden falls into their lap and they take him, I think Golden would be incredible in this offense. I mean, not this offense. This offense is a little
archaic.
Yeah, that's why, you know what? And it's funny when they brought him in, when they brought Greg Roman, I thought Greg Roman was going to come in as a tight ends coach or something else. I thought he would go get a young offensive minded head coach from college football and bring him in as his offensive coordinator, bring some young gun in to like kind of go over what's now in the NFL. He didn't do that. And I was kind of a little bit, I'm interested to see what happens this year. Cause if they're not able to move it, he has to think like this dude's on I mean, your brother fired him a year and a half in, like you might have to do that. But then Marcus, my thing would be Marcus Brady probably takes over as the I mean, we're already firing Greg Roman, but my bad.
I don't see why Marcus Brady's not the offense coordinator to begin with. That's
who I thought. I thought he was gonna. By the way, San Diego's own. That's all we produce out here. Just saying. But California burritos and good offensive or good football players. Just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of my spiel on that. But I know we have you till 6, so I kind of want to move on. Vic, hit him with your Rams questions.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, Tyler has his own Rams show, so make sure you go and support that. He does a great job, and he's been on House of Horns, which we really appreciate on there. But Tyler, just we know all the moves. They've lost a couple guys. The Rams did. Davante Adams, and we had Eric Williams on, and I thought the Poona Ford move. I know everybody's gonna love the Davante Adams and what he does for that offense, and I think Poona Ford, just because of what we saw in their last game against Saquon Barkley, and how that defense got shredded, I thought that was a bigger signing to me. And I understand, having an X guy like playing the X position in Davante Adams is great, but in terms of now you've seen what they've done, what more can they do to be a Super Bowl contender if you're the Rams?
Yeah, well, first of all, I love what you said about Poona Ford. In my podcast with, I did say that Poona Ford, that signing was huge, under the radar move, one of my favorite moves, free agency. In my
listen to Brenda Song. Brenda Song said it. Brenda Song from Disney Channel. She said we need a. Do you know who Brenda Song is or no?
No, I don't.
Oh, she's married to Macaulay Culkin, and she was on. So she said she basically broke down that they need a run stopper. So we said on Monday on the show. Eric knew who she was, so I'm surprised you don't know who she is.
I don't.
But yeah, she basically said we need a run stopper, and that's what they went to go get. My bad. Continue.
Yeah, no. And he's more than a run stopper. I think he does well at being a disruptive interior defensive tackle. I mean, he's like Aaron Donald. He's not going to do any of that. But I mean, he's a guy that you can plug in right away. He can start for the Rams. So I really love that move. And of course, I love the Davante Adams move. He was my number one free agent when he was released by the Jets. But to answer your question, I do think the Rams need another edge rusher. And I look at this draft is kind of deep at edge rushers. They can kick the tires with Von Miller again, although I don't think he's a starting edge rusher, maybe a situational guy. But that is the area where I think that another piece that they need to get them over the hump, and some additional help in the secondary. To me, when they lost to the Eagles, yeah, it was snowing and everything, but how are you going to stop those collection of pass catchers? The Eagles aren't going anywhere. Davante Smith, A.J. Brown, you need some cornerbacks. You need some secondary help to kind of contain that. You're not going to stop them, but contain them, slow them down. So those are the two areas, in my opinion. And as long as you keep that offensive line healthy and keep that continuity, that's what hurt the Rams at the beginning of the season. It was kind of a revolving door along that entire offensive line. So if they can have some continuity up front and stay healthy, I think they'll be fine. But the Rams right now, they have an A this offseason as far as the moves that they have already made.
Yeah, and I know you were at the combine, and they usually don't show up. They're more guys that are tape guys. So I have two questions here with the Rams. Were you kind of surprised that Puka gave up the number 17 to Davante for number 12?
Lame.
And what would you have asked if for that number? I mean, I think it was kind of weird because 24 hours ago he was on a podcast and he said, no, I don't think I'm going to give it up. And then 24 hours later he gives it up. So just wanted to get your thoughts on Puka Nacua giving up his number 17.
So at first I was surprised. But then I dug a little deeper and I found out that Davante was actually Puka Nacua's like one of his role models of a receiver that he looked up to in college and high school and whatsoever. So I was like, you know what? I think he'll do it just for a good gesture. Obviously, there might be some, money, some favors involved under that. But when I heard that, I was like, he might give up number 17. And considering that he wore number 12 in college, that number is not, ingrained in him. It's not like, it's a number he has to have. If I was Puka Nacua, I would say I know he frequents Laker games a lot. I would say I want season tickets to the Lakers for the length of your contract. And then
don't ask for Taco Bell. That shit gives you diarrhea. Don't ask for that.
I wouldn't ask for Taco Bell. In California, why would you ask for Taco Bell in California?
That's what I'm saying. People were asking about Taco Bell. I'm like, what the hell? You're in California.
And then
exactly.
For the number 17, I mean, I would say 1.7 mil, but that might be too high.
Yeah.
Donated to Compas on the beat.
Yes, 1,700. 17 plus 1,700.
Can we do a rapid fire with you before you head out of here?
Go ahead.
Okay. You got Chase, Hendrickson, and T. Higgins. Who is the odd man out in that trio? Who leaves?
If I were the Bengals, I would do
you would trade Higgins to the Chargers, wouldn't you?
Trade him anywhere at this point.
He's worth $30 million in my opinion. I would pay him around 27 to 30.
You think T. Higgins is better than DK Metcalf?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He won't disappear in games. I think T will do some stuff. No, but I think T with Ladd would do some stuff. I don't think
he's better than DK Metcalf, but okay.
I mean, all right. Where does Aaron Rodgers land?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes. I wanted him on the Rams. I was going to church on Sundays and I was like, God, please bring Aaron Rodgers to the Rams. It'd be fun. 1 year, like just ayahuasca. Maybe that's what he asked him for. Hey, I want to go on an ayahuasca trip with you and Aaron. And
it would be good for us. I mean,
it would have been fun. It would have been fun.
Malibu, right up the street. Yeah,
it would have been fun. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Who signs Keenan Allen?
Man, you hit me with it. I want to say just for fun, the San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, he went to school at Cal, so that makes sense. What about Cooper Kupp?
Yeah.
This is going to make you laugh. New England Patriots.
Yes. You're fulfilling the prophecy. Who got the better end of the deal? The Raiders getting Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. The Seahawks getting Sam Darnold.
The Raiders getting Geno Smith because of the familiarity he has with Pete Carroll.
Oh, there you go. Let's see.
I got something for you, Tyler.
Go ahead.
So Fernando was telling me because the news broke of the Luka trade, and I want to make sure that Fernando said the right thing here, that you weren't a big fan of the Luka trade for the Lakers. Is this still the case? I want to know, and then just why you're thinking, or if it's changed at all for you.
It has changed for me, honestly. Initially, I didn't like it for LeBron. So I'm a Laker fan because of LeBron. I go everywhere LeBron goes. And so for me, it's like in the short term, I don't know how this makes the Lakers better because you're sacrificing your defense. He's an enforcer and provides 25 plus points offensively a game. Yes, he's kind of injury prone, but still. And so I thought you're messing with chemistry as well. But seeing Luka play with the Lakers, yes, he's kind of been inefficient, but the way he's been able to play with LeBron and ease like the ball handling off, I've been pleasantly surprised. Now, I know LeBron's hurt, but they had moved all the way up to the number 2 spot. So I have changed my mind. I still think this team is incomplete. Probably won't win a title this year. They still need some big men. I know that trade got nixed with the Hornets. So I have changed my mind on the Lakers trade, although I still do miss Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I think
Dwayne Wade got him 2 rings. Kyrie got him a 3rd. COVID gave him a 4th. Can you imagine if Luka gives him a 5th?
He got all those rings. He got all those rings.
It's like the Kevin Durant thing. Like, oh, he hasn't won anywhere else besides with the Warriors. But I was gonna say, just in terms of the trade, I think you have to kind of compete with everything that's going on in LA. You see what the Rams are doing now with going after Davante Adams. The Dodgers just won a World Series. I think if you're the Lakers, you need to kind of keep that going. And now you have someone like Luka. So I think it's a big trade, and we'll see what happens. But I really liked it for them. You get a young guy like Luka, and now comes how they're gonna look. But ever since they got him, even before the trade, they were playing really good defense. All those 3-and-D guys that they have really panned out. They just got to get healthy.
Yeah. Man, he has a pretty shot. Like it's a nice shot. It's a pretty shot. I like it. Real quick, Justin Fields going to the Jets. Your thoughts?
It's a gamble, but I like the gamble. You betting on Justin Fields' upside. The potential's there. The athletic ability is there. Can he put it all together, become a more refined passer? Because we know he can run the football and use his legs.
Russell Wilson is said to be visiting tomorrow with the Cleveland Browns, Friday with the New York Giants. Where does he end up?
Be a bridge quarterback in Cleveland. The Browns have decent pieces. Go to Cleveland. He's already familiar with the division.
You got to tell Deshaun to stay away, right? Like, here's your money, here's the check, stay away. Don't even.
Well, he can't play next year. He's hurt.
No, I know, but you don't want him in your building, do you?
You have him in your building. Why not?
Well,
he's not going to do anything. He's hurt. Rehab. I'm not touching that.
Neither's any masseuse. Oh, I ain't nothing. I didn't say nothing. Oh, I love you. Let's see. I still got you for 3 minutes. What? The Commanders. A+ for them too, or what are your thoughts on the way they've?
Well, just give us your biggest winners and losers so far in free agency.
After the Commanders,
the Commanders are 1. I think you have to put the Patriots in there because they were able to do. I mean, they're building a team with the image of Mike Vrabel.
I don't like that Milton Williams signing. I don't like it, Jim. I don't like it.
They're spending their money, and usually when you're just giving all this money to different free agents, it doesn't go well for you. But they have a new scheme, a new system. So
Vrabel's a tough son of a bitch. Yeah.
I like what the Bears are doing too. Fortify that offensive line in front of Caleb Williams and the Vikings as well.
Harrison Smith coming back for his 14th season in the NFL. 36 years old. I never would have guessed it.
Yeah,
he's 36 years old. Besides the Chargers, I know you're going to be spontaneous. Give us 3 losers.
The Chargers.
Give us 3.
The Dolphins.
Oh yeah.
Javon Holland.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised about that. Dude's a monster.
Who else is the loser? I'll say the Cowboys. They haven't really done anything to improve.
They just traded for Kenneth Murray. What do you mean?
Good luck with that.
49ers, loser?
Nah. I mean, at some point, those checks got to cash. You knew this was going to happen. And the 49ers, I mean, Debo is not the same old Debo. But they still have their core. As long as Chris McCaffrey can get back healthy, and you got to pay Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk if he can get back healthy. You still got Nick Bosa, Trent Williams coming back.
CMC's about to gain some baby weight. Olivia Culpo's pregnant. Last one. Does Joey Bosa signing for Buffalo help them moving forward?
No.
Okay.
I think he's too injury prone. He's not the same Joey Bosa. He's almost like a Von Miller, just a younger Von Miller at this point.
Well, when they asked me today, I said the reason why he went there instead of Buffalo instead of Miami or San Francisco is there he has the best chance at winning a championship. There's neither one of those other teams has an aspiration. All right, right on the dot. Look at this, Tyler. I'm telling you, my guy. Like I got you right here. 6 o'clock on the dot.
I'm late, so
no. Mrs. Dragon. He is not late. Thank you so much. That is Tyler Dragon. We love him. Tyler will be jumping on pretty soon again. Hopefully, if he blesses us with his presence again. Tyler, thank you so much. Let everybody know where they can find you and your Rams podcast. Shout it out again.
Of course, and thanks for having me on. I always love being on your show. But yeah, you can follow me on is it X or Twitter? I always get it mixed up. But at the Tyler Dragon. And Believe in Rams podcast, and with Aaron Coscarelli, my great co-host. You can listen to all our Rams content there as well.
Best Twitter handle out there. Make sure you guys all know it. Thank you so much, Tyler. You're the man. Appreciate it. Love you. See you later. That is Tyler Dragon. Oh my God, I always love talking to Tyler. Definitely a lot of fun talking to him and everything. But man, I thought this was going to be more exciting. Like, no, with Tyler, it was great, but I thought this was going to be more exciting. Like today, I mean, Cooper Kupp getting released.
Like I said, I think part of it too is it's just the free agent class. There's not a lot of big names out there. There's not like the draft. Even the draft, if it wasn't for the Stafford news, it was a very dull. Like I thought you were going to get a lot of juice out of Travis Hunter, and and the fact that they went so late in the weekend too, that kind of messed the combine up. And then the free agent, the best thing has been all the trades and all that speculation and stuff, but it's been kind of boring too with the signings. I mean, and
everything happened
yeah, exactly. So it's been kind of and then you have the draft in Green Bay, which not a lot of people are excited about either. So I mean, it's kind of been, it's been kind of a snoozer of an opening New Year. So it kind of sucks. But and then getting back to what Tyler was saying about New England, I think part of the reason people like those signings is because they're signing guys that a lot of people know, whether it was, you look at Robert Spillane is because Josh McDaniels. So every other guy except like you're right. The only one that kind of doesn't make sense to me is the Milton Williams, and I think I think the reason they overpaid is because the what is his name? Is it Braymore, the defensive tackle who had the blood clots? I don't. Who knows if he's going to be back? Christian Barmore.
No, I completely agree. And the thing is, he's getting guys that we all know. Barmore, you're right. That's Christian Barmore. But we all know exactly what New England's going to bring now with Vrabel. They're going to be tough. They're going to be physical. I'm actually a little surprised. I thought they would go after Najee. I thought he would be a good not Derrick Henry, but I think he'd be up there with what Derrick Henry has provided and a big physical back. But it seems like they're building their defense first, and then they're going to work on the offense. I'm sure. Like I was telling somebody the other day, I think they're going to go left tackle in this draft. I think they're going to go try and I think they're going to go.
Yeah, the LSU tackle. A lot of people are starting to kind of go off of him because they're saying he's got short arms.
They said the same thing about Rashawn Slater.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's another. Jorge, have they? By the way, getting back to the Chargers. Have they?
No.
Yeah, no. What about extending some of the Charger guys that are up like early? Could I know Rashawn Slater is up next, but could you see some other guys be extended this offseason?
Well, no, because Zion is next, and Zion,
they're
I'm
not
sure they're not going to extend him. There's nobody really up that like you would think. Supposedly, Charger fans are going to hate this. They have like 130 million next year.
Oh wow!
I'm not laughing. I'm not.
Yeah.
But they have like over 130 million in cap. I mean, they're handing out 1-year contracts essentially just to see. But Jorge, I like the Najee better. The only like JK was awesome. He was a good guy to talk to in the locker room. He'll talk to everybody. He's a great guy. The way I see it from the Charge point of view, they like Najee because I'm not laughing, Young West. Happy belated birthday, by the way. Young West.
Happy birthday. Happy New Year and happy birthday.
Exactly. The only reason why I would say Najee is because the guy doesn't get hurt, and with Dobbins, he does have the best availability is the best remedy, or like what coaches want. Availability, yeah, exactly. So, but Dobbins, I thought had a great year last year. I wish they would bring him back. 164 million next year, 214 in 2017. Yeah, wow. That'll, and I mean, I really do think that if Khalil, like, I'm sure when they spoke to Khalil, they presented the project to Khalil and they said, this is what we're going to do this year. Khalil, I don't think would have re-signed. I think he might have been the guy that goes to Buffalo. Well, I mean, because he gets to go back to where he went to college and all that. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think Khalil believes in it. I'm sure all these guys believe in it. It's just that where it's only March 12th and you guys are freaking out about, and everybody's freaking out about some of the other stuff. So, so I'm just saying I would just kind of relax with it when it comes to that. But this show is doing wonders for me right now. I needed to laugh because I was debating whether or not I wanted to drive Jim's trailer. No, Young West, stay home.
No.
Stay home. Don't drive to the trailer. I don't think he's in a trailer anymore. I think he bought a house. So I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, free agents. The thing is that Sunday really went off, like the trades, Davante signing, all this stuff. Sunday was really kind of it went a little crazy, and then Monday it went crazy, and then lately it's just like it's been really like really quiet. I mean, the biggest news today was Cooper Kupp re-signing. Cam Jordan just said he's coming back to the Chargers, and then Bull Tio. And then obviously what I said about what's his name? The safety Harrison Smith coming back this year. So I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens moving forward. But Vic, tomorrow, are you gonna be House of Horn tomorrow?
Yes, I want to do a quick little 30-minute thing. So if you have some time, that'll be great. If not, then I can do it myself. But yeah, just trying to just update everybody. We saw that they did, they lost some guys like Michael Hoyt. I thought going to Buffalo. I think that's a bigger one than Joey Bosa. I think he's going to do better than Joey Bosa out in Buffalo.
Excited about him. The radio station that I talked to today, they were excited about him.
Yeah, he's a guy that started inside, and I would tell Gilbert, especially early on, like he was terrible at setting the edge. And he really he started kind of to look like in terms of his body type, he went from kind of looking like you're like a mid-sized D tackle to kind of looking like Max Crosby out there, where he was super lean, and he was able to set the edge. He got a lot better. He was able to go out and cover a little bit. So that was really good to see from him. So that he's going to be someone that I think the Rams are going to miss. And that's why Tyler brought up them needing an edge guy, another edge guy, because losing him is going to be big. And then bringing back Shelton Coleman, we'll talk about that and other things going on. As we talked about, Puka Nacua giving up his number to Davante Adams, 17-12. So a couple of things to kind of go over with the Rams. So hopefully you guys can join us. But by the way, I just want to give a shout out to Robert D, because I had to do the show by myself last House of Horns, and he reached out. So he gave me a couple comments on there that was really appreciative. So that was cool.
There you go, Robert D. Always bringing the action and the positivity. We appreciate it. All right, so we will. So what time is
what
that?
Do you
at?
guys have coming up?
I don't know. Depending on how he feels tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll keep you guys in the loop tomorrow, but if not, probably next week. But so tomorrow, what time are you doing it? Or are we doing?
I could do 5 o'clock around this time.
Right,
I'm not, or whatever works for you. If you want me to wait, I'll wait. If not,
no, five is perfect. So we're gonna be jumping on at 5 o'clock for House of Horns. I'll let you guys know. That's why you guys need to hit the notification button. Everybody, please like this, by the way. Like the live. There's a bunch of people in here. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll let you guys, so hit the notification button so you guys know if we're going to be having a live. I just need to talk to this guy and see how he is doing. Lastly, next week, unless breaking news happens, I think we'll continue doing it on Tuesday.
Yeah, we can go back to Tuesday.
We're gonna do Tuesday next week. The four Compas. I'm gonna try and see who we get on as a guest to fill that up. But definitely be on the lookout. All four of us three of us, and then the fourth person will jump on. So make sure you guys tune in next week as well. Boltillo, Robert D, Jorge, Young West. Happy belated birthday, Young West again. Mark, Christian,
Gil,
Louise de Brun. I think they're Irish. I believe they're Irish, if I remember correctly. Gil. I was trying to see how you say that name. Let's see who else. Gil, Christian.
Gil's a Vikings fan.
Original one, 1960. I just want to thank everybody who was in here. I think that's it. All right. Thank you all who were in here. You guys are all the best. We love you guys. I will. I tried to take him. I was like, hey, let's go to TJ, get you a shot. He's like, I don't want to go down there. I'm like, all right. So that's what I do. I just go down there. They poke me in the ass. I go get some tacos. No Diddy. I go get some tacos, and then we're out of there. So
I know we gotta go, but I know we gotta go, Fernando. But since you brought up TJ and tacos, for some reason on the Compas For You page, I've been getting a lot of people who review tacos down in TJ. It's amazing and how eclectic it is down there with tacos. Like I know what like TJ style tacos are because of the if you have some guacamole on there, you're good, right? But there's so many different types of tacos down there. So shout out to TJ.
When you go to Rosarito, they put beans in it.
Some other places put
rice.
When I went to Mexicali, like it was like it was a flour tortilla de harina, and then you added whatever you wanted on it. And they were like the first ones that I remember. It was like the early 2000s where they were the ones that kind of like to the taco they added the frijoles. But yeah, tacos are out there now.
But it's funny. Flour tortillas are only used here at the border. If you go down into deeper parts of Mexico, they don't have flour tortillas. It's not a thing. Yeah. So it's all oh my God, Christian. You're wild. Boltillo, I have not tried Canelo's Brothers tacos. Have you been there? I haven't been there. I heard it's pretty pricey. Is it good?
Yeah, well,
it's like right down the street from it's right down the street from not right down the street from our house, but it's like near where we live.
I remember and then shout out to Gilbert. I know he hasn't been, but he did an interview with Canelo. So go ahead and check that out too. and then he was wearing the hat for the taco the taco.
Oh, is that what he
company
was
too.
wearing?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Definitely shout out to Gilbert for that. When he tweeted out something, I was like, oh, I wonder what he's tweeting out. And then I was like, oh wow, he got to interview Canelo. That's awesome. Hopefully one day we get him on the show. We'll see. That's always the shit that he gives me when I interview
This is a good question from Jesse. He says, "Is that what makes them TJ style?"
In a sense, yes.
Yeah.
That's essentially what makes it, because I've noticed that in LA they don't really do, like, the people that come over from Mexico, they are the ones that put guac. I've been to other places where they don't do guac. So that's essentially
There's a bunch of places here in LA that are like tacos Tijuanense. Yeah. And the majority of them is with the guacamole. So yeah, I mean that's how I know. But like I said, everybody does it differently, and that's the cool thing about. I'm sure it's like that in San Diego, and it's the same way here in LA, where if it just depends on what kind you want, and you'll find it here in LA. Like
Christian and Boltillo, are they good? That's my question. Are those is this taco place good? Like, do I need to go try it, or is it basic? Like, if you guys tell me I need to go try it,
is it worth the time for him to go? Is pretty much
and
what
the
he's
money.
asking.
Like, is it
and
expensive?
The money?
Like,
yeah.
Well, that's another thing too. Like, this guy I saw on TikTok, he went to Mexico, and he did cheap ass tacos, cheap tacos, expensive tacos, and expensive ass tacos. Yeah. And the most expensive taco he had, it was at a bougie ass restaurant, and it was literally only like $20 for like 5 or 6 tacos. Like, and they had Wagyu beef in them. And I'm like, see, that's the thing. It's so cheap. Like, here they're expensive. Like, you go to a place and it's $3 to $5, and you're like, dude, like, that's nothing down there. I mean, the other day, who was it? It was Dan and I. We kind of put some away. Like, we put away like 4 or 5 each, and it was like a $20 bill. I was like, that's nothing. So I'll do that. Neither one of them has answered, and we're gonna cut the show off.
Yeah, let's go. But
no. I want to know from Christian and Boltillo if those places are good, but neither one of them has gotten back.
Yeah,
was it a 2-hour wait? I left. Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you, Christian. I will not be going until it dies down. It's the hype that Canelo's like. Yes, it's Canelo's brother. I wonder if they're good. I'll try it out. You know what? I'll do a TikTok on them. Are Canelo's brothers tacos a knockout or a knockdown?
Yep.
Oh, are they really? They're opening up a Tacos Frank at Plaza Bonita? When? Oh, damn. Those are really good.
Yeah.
Tacos El Frank, they're freaking good. Like that. Yeah. Definitely need to check that out. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
The big spot over here. Sorry, I know we got to go. The big spot that everybody talks about over here, and they have like 3 locations, is Angel's Tacos. Those are the ones out here in LA that
everybody here in Chula Vista is talking about. Not in Chula Vista. There's a place up it's just a truck. It's like a truck, but they serve big ass tacos, and everybody keeps on talking about it. I need to go over there because everybody says it's a little pricey, but that the food is really good. So
yeah, one of the videos from that TJ, it was like it was a flour tortilla taco, but it was like a burrito. I was like, okay, they're like taking it to the next step. So that's cool, man. It's cool. Yeah. I like talking food. So sorry.
Oh yeah,
let's go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I love it. All right, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. So focused with so confused with. Oh, sorry, CC. We're actually heading out, but again, thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys all jumping on. Again, shout out to everybody who was in here. You guys are the best. We will be back tomorrow with House of Horns at 5 o'clock. I'll let you guys know if we're going to be doing a What's Up Bolts, just trying to see how this dude's doing. And next week, we'll be back on Tuesday for the 4 Compas. We'll see who we bring on. It'll be an exciting guest, though, as always. But again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Have a great rest of your week and have an even better weekend. Stay dry. I know that LA and San Diego is getting hit with a lot of rain right now, which is much needed. But again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Have a great weekend. And don't forget to be a compa, tell a compa, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much.